everybody, so today I've just got a short review for you of a brush that I actually purchased from eBay. If you've been watching beauty videos recently, then you may have seen some YouTubers are featuring a brush by a brand called, I think it's Artiste, or is it Artiste? It's one of the two. But it's basically a brush that looks like a hairbrush. Now it has a very large head, and the one that I purchased from eBay just has a small head. But I just wanted to try the brush to see whether I liked it, because I think the brush is around $100. So it's a really pricey brush, and you know, nobody wants to spend that kind of money. Not that I have that kind of money to just splurge on one particular item. But it's a lot of money to splurge on an item when you're not sure whether it's actually going to work for you. So I got this one off eBay. I just had a little search. I just searched oval headed makeup brush on eBay. I got a ton of sellers for this. And I got mine for 99p inclusive of postage. I'm going to link the one below that I actually purchased from. The shipping was actually really fast, and I was really impressed, and this brush is just amazing. I'm going to order a couple more, just like when this one's dirty, then I know I've got another one to back up, because this is such an amazing little brush. When you think that it's 99p. Now the handle itself is just plastic. It says the brand name is Mange, M-A-A-N-G-E, and it does have a number on there which is 876. So that must be the number of the brush. It has a round head and it does have a plastic neck. Now when I've been using it, I'm going to insert some footage at the end of me actually using it to apply foundation, which it's what I've used today to apply foundation. And I worry about it snapping. I don't think it would, because it does feel like a very sturdy, strong plastic. So I actually use it like that, but I like how that feels when I'm using it, because it feels a bit odd to kind of do this and kind of grip it, almost like a toothbrush, and I'm just kind of rubbing my face with it. When I hold it like that, it just feels like I have a bit more control. So I used this today with my No7 Beautifully Matte Mousse foundation. I think it's called that. Hold on. Yes! Okay, so I used this today with my Beautifully Matte Mousse. I have mine in Cool Ivory. This is from No7, and I absolutely love this foundation. I'm going to go into Boots and check out if they have it on offer at all, and maybe pick up another one, because I'm really enjoying using this. At the same time that I actually got this, I got the Airbrush Away foundation from No7, and I'm nearly halfway through that. I'm absolutely loving both of these foundations. But I wanted to put this one on today because I find that the No7 Beautifully Matte Mousse foundation has a really excellent coverage. So I thought I'd kind of talk about both of these products in this video, because I'm loving them. But I have actually used this with other foundations, and it works beautifully with all foundations. So whether it be liquid or whether it's this kind of moussey sort of texture, this is an amazing brush to apply foundation. I feel like I got really excellent coverage today, and I haven't used any concealer. I've got some spots. I don't know whether you can still see them through. I think the one on my nose you can. But the way that this blends your foundation in, you don't feel like it's moving foundation around on your face. You don't feel like it's blending anything away. You just feel like it's really beautifully blending your foundation. And I feel like I got a really nice flawless coverage today. So up close, this is what it looks like. So it just looks like a little hairbrush, really. It's so incredibly dense. There's little movement on the bristles because they are so dense, but they are so incredibly teddy bear soft. Really soft. And I've actually washed this. It washed beautifully. It didn't lose any kind of shape, didn't lose any bristles. And I do spot clean this every day when I'm using it. So I just find that it's just an amazing little brush. And for 99p, really can't go wrong. It's not for everybody. I know everybody has different ways of applying their foundation. I find that it works really well with this mousse sort of texture. So I actually just pop it in there and dab it in and then rub it onto my face. I do spot clean it every day, so I do keep it nice and clean. And it's my foundation and only used on me, so that's okay. But I just love how it worked with this foundation today. And like I said, it works really well with other foundations also. It's a nice little sturdy brush. It's a plastic handle, so it's nice and washable. And I'm so pleased with it. And it's a really great way to try out these brushes. So if any other brands come out with anything like this, I know MAC did a range like this, and I know they did have some issues with them snapping. I think that's why I kind of have that psychological thing where I like to just put my finger on the back just so I'm not pushing that back too far when I'm blending it in. But you just need a very light touch, and I absolutely love it. And for layering foundations, I did actually layer this over my rosacea areas, and it works really well for that. And like I said, it doesn't feel like you're disturbing the layer that you've already put on. It actually feels just like you're blending everything in together, and it just feels like it's building the coverage really, really nice. So I want to highly recommend this brush. I thought I'd do a video on it because I've actually been using it for the last couple of weeks, and I wanted to get a video out there so that people can maybe pick this up also, because it's definitely well worth trying. And I think other brands will follow suit and also release some of these kind of style brushes as well, because they're obviously going to become quite popular. And honestly, the difference, I don't know whether it's because I use kabukis, which in fairness have a similar sort of, you know, texture, but they're just not as dense. And I think that's what makes the difference. You get no movement really, very little movement in these bristles. It's very soft but very dense, so you feel like you've got a bit more control. There's no movement of the bristles as you're pressing them against your face. So you don't really have to worry about kind of how much pressure you're putting on, because your bristles will start to splay out, because these bristles just, they won't go anywhere. And it's so soft, I love it. So I highly recommend this brush. Definitely you should check it out. And then I did want to give a quick shout out to this foundation as well. I have mine in Cool Ivory, don't know if I've already said that, but this foundation is fantastic if you do have problem skin. I mean, I have combination skin and I don't have a problem on any of the drier areas or oilier areas of my face. I feel like it sits really nicely on my face, it lasts really well, it doesn't wear off in my oily areas quicker than my dry areas, and it does feel really nice on the skin, feels quite nice and moisturising, but it also feels very light on the skin. So although I've built up some layering on the cheeks to cover the rosacea, I don't feel like it's any thicker there. It just feels like I've got nothing on my skin, and I'd highly recommend it. And if you have problem skin and you do have things to cover, then that's another reason why I'd recommend this, because you do get a really nice flawless coverage without having to apply a lot of it, because it is a medium to full coverage foundation, and I struggle to find full coverage foundations. The best one that I do have is the Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is just an amazing foundation, but it is pricey. Now this is also quite pricey. I think it's around, I want to say around £14, but you know, don't quote me on that. I will put the information down in the information bar for you so you can check it out. There are a number of shades, but you can actually go into a store in Boots and get yourself colour matched, so you can get the best colour for your skin tone, which is quite nice. I've not done that myself. I've just worn this shade in another foundation, and I actually did go into a store and just have a little swatch before I actually purchased this. So this is a really lovely match for me. I feel like I've used it loads, but it was full to the top and it's got a dint in it, but I feel like even though I've used it a lot, I haven't actually used loads of product, which for me is a bonus, because I've had Mousse foundations before, and because I have that kind of light whipped texture, sometimes you feel like you're going through more foundation. And I know it's really silly, but you feel like you get less, I think, when you get a tub like this, whereas when you get a bottle you feel like you've got more. I don't know why, I always think I have more when I get one of these, but they're both a fluid ounce each. That's obviously more expensive, and I'm not going to review that today, even though I've been loving it. I definitely just wanted to give this a shout out just because I've used it in this video with this brush. So I'm going to put the footage at the end here. You can stick around and watch it if you like and see how it builds up and how I use this brush if you want. If you don't, thank you very much for watching as always. Don't forget the links to the products are down in the information bar below. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. I'm going to love and leave you, and see you in my next video. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are and whatever you are doing. Bye guys.